Bold, silent, deadly. High on the world's coldest roofs, some hunters live so quietly that entire valleys whisper their names and never hear them answered. What if I told you the mountain's most ruthless killers are the ones you never see coming, the ones that move like ghosts, hunt like engineers, and survive where others perish? Meet the snow leopard, the wolverine, the golden eagle, and the lynx. 4 secret predators that rule the highlands in ways you won't believe. High mountains don't just sculpt the sky. They sculpt survival. Thin air, jagged cliffs, sudden storms. This is a place where food is scarce and mistakes are fatal. So life here doesn't roar. It becomes surgical. Hunters evolve to exploit one tiny advantage, then sharpen it until prey no longer stands a chance. And the trick is not always strength. Sometimes it's stealth. Sometimes it's cunning. Sometimes it's pure, stubborn cruelty. But here's the strange part. Being hidden is itself a weapon. In this film, we'll follow 4 unlikely sovereigns of altitude. The snow leopard, a phantom of the rock. The wolverine, a bruiser with a mind for sabotage. The golden eagle, a sky judge that drops death from above. And the lynx, a silent ambush artist. Each kills in a different language of violence. Each survives by rewriting the rules. And somewhere between snow and stone, they teach us what it truly takes to be the deadliest. The snow leopard looks like a myth stitched into fur. Pale, patterned, perfectly camouflaged. It walks the knife edge of cliffs like a thought. But the real danger is not its beauty. It's the way it ambushes geometry itself. A snow leopard doesn't chase across a plain. It calculates an angle, waits in a blind, and lets gravity join the hunt. Prey that thinks it's safe on a ridge find themselves nudged into a fall or trapped in terrain they can't escape. The leopard's leap is a physics lesson, momentum and muscle used as weapons. And yet, sometimes the animal it targets is bigger, a blue sheep or a young ibex. Against that size, stealth is everything. The snow leopard's mouth and claws are just the final act. The true kill begins with patience and a willingness to wait until the mountains do the rest. But what happens when snow hides both hunter and hunted? That's when the real drama begins, and the line between predator and survivor blurs. Now, shift down a slope and listen for something else. A laugh like a badger's, a bulldozer's stubbornness wrapped in a weasel's body. That's the wolverine. Small, ferocious, and impossibly relentless. These are not graceful killers, they're wrecking crews. A wolverine will chew through frozen meat, pry open caches, and even chase off wolves larger than itself. It's less about elegance and more about total, noisy disruption. Wolverines are opportunists with an appetite for chaos. When winter kills leave carcasses under ice and snow, the wolverine shows up like a locksmith for the dead, opening frozen tombs other predators can't touch. But there's another edge. When food gets scarce, wolverines don't just scavenge, they hunt, sometimes ambushing young ungulates or even harassing adult animals until they weaken. Their tenacity is a strategy. If you can't outfight, outlast, and sometimes that's enough to turn the tables. Now look up. The mountain's laws are often made in the sky. The golden eagle rules that courtroom with a beak sharp as a verdict and talons that close like a gavel. From a soaring height, it studies contours, shadows, and the faintest movement of a hare or lamb below. Then it becomes a machine of precision, a high-speed stoop, a violent strike, and gravity, once again, is the silent accomplice. Eagles teach us that killing from the sky is an art of timing. They don't always need to outrun. They need only to be where the prey is weakest. That could be a young lamb separated from the herd, or a marmot exposed on a sunlit rock. But golden eagles are also learners and planners.
They will hunt cooperatively at times and cunningly exploit weather, using headwinds to hover above a ravine and drop into the perfect angle. The mountains are full of places where prey thinks, "I'm safe up here," and the golden eagle proves them wrong.
Finally, the lynx, the quiet ghost with tufted ears and velvet paws. If the snow leopard is geometry and the eagle is physics, the lynx is patience refined. It sits, barely breathing, in a patch of bushes or behind rock. It watches footpaths that prey animals must use. Then it strikes in a blink. The lynx's advantage is silence and surprise, but also the ability to exploit human ignorance. Paths and game trails made by humans often become lynx highways. Lynxes are solitary soldiers of ambush. Their ears are tuned to the smallest snap of twig. Their paws step like a whisper. When they kill, it's close, intimate, and devastating. The lynx reminds us that the deadliest tool can be the one the world forgets to notice: quiet.
Here's the hidden lesson tying them all together. Mountains favor cleverness over brute force. Camouflage, patience, opportunism, aerial advantage, and stealth. Each of these predators exploits a different loophole that high-altitude life creates. They don't compete toe-to-toe with lions or bears. They rewrite the contest. Think of them as engineers of survival, each designing a niche where they become supreme. And sometimes they clash. A golden eagle might snatch a carcass that a wolverine was digging open. A lynx could lose a kill to a scavenging invader. The mountain is a small stage for large dramas. Every night brings negotiation and sometimes outright theft. Survival here is rarely clean. It's messy, brutal, and astonishingly clever. But these hidden killers are not invincible. Habitat loss, human conflict, and climate change press on them from below and above. The very skills that make them deadly can make them vulnerable when the game changes. Snow leopards need wide, connected ranges. Wolverines need stable snowpacks. Golden eagles need intact cliffs and updrafts. The lynx needs cover and quiet. Protecting them means preserving the strange, beautiful systems that let such specialists exist. So the next time you see a mountain, remember, silence there is not emptiness. It's full of designs, of traps, strategies, and lives honed to a razor's edge. The deadliest predators aren't always the loudest. Often, they are the quietest, the most patient, the most creative. They teach us that survival is less about brute force and more about knowing the world and then using it. If you love uncovering the wildest mysteries of nature, subscribe and join us for more unbelievable animal journeys. There are more secrets above the tree line, and we'll find them together.